Hey, this is Urban Griffin, and this is kind of a follow-up to the video I made yesterday talking briefly about Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction being overturned due to a legality, pretty much. Let's just call it like it was. The prosecutors, though they were right about Bill Cosby, yes, I've changed my stance on him over the years. I personally think he did do it. However, do I think he did to 50 women? No. And do I believe personally that they did to this particular one? I'm not sure. I'm still mixed on that one. But I will say his rights were violated. And under the court of law, like I said, under the law, you cannot violate someone's rights, even if that person is guilty of sin. You can't just violate someone's rights. Under the law, you violate them rights, he can be guilty, or she can be guilty as hell. If you get the right lawyer, that thing gonna get overturned. Anyway, back to Phylicia Rashad. Apparently, she spoke out yesterday, and in a tweet, she wrote, "Finally, a terrible wrong is being righted. A miscarriage of justice is corrected." Then almost immediately, Rashad turned off mentions of the tweet, comments you can leave under there, preventing anyone from responding. Now, several hours later, she did write, "I fully support survivors of sexual assault coming forward. My post was no way intended to be insensitive to their truth. Personally, I know from friends and family that such abuse has lifelong residual effects. My heartfelt wish is for healing." Well, Howard University, where Phylicia Rashad is the dean of the College of Fine Arts, which she was actually named at this past May, addressed her writing, saying, quote, "Survivors of sexual assault will always be our priority." While Dean Rashad has acknowledged in her follow-up tweet that victims must be heard and believed, her initial tweet lacked sensitivity towards survivors of sexual assault. Personal positions of the university leadership do not reflect Howard University's practices. We will continue to advocate for survivors fully and support their right to be heard. Howard will stand with survivors and challenge systems that would deny them justice. We have full confidence that our faculty and school leadership will live up to this sacred commitment, unquote. And of course, social media has pretty much universally denounced her tweets and called for her to step down from that role. Now, here's my personal opinion. I'm neither condoning nor condemning her words, and I'll tell you why. Why is anyone surprised? She has been clear from day one whose side she was on. This woman has been in bed, figuratively speaking, with Bill Cosby for years. Going back to the 1980s with the famous Cosby Show. She has been in bed, again figuratively, with Cosby for years. And she has made her stance known almost since the beginning of this whole thing. Why is anyone surprised? Now, Howard University, I'm not going to clown them for saying what they said and doing what they did. I'm not going to clown them, because at the end of the day, it's about protecting, and I'm going to be blunt here, it's about protecting their ass. It's about protecting their wallet. Because let's be honest, there's probably a lot of people who are patrons or donators to that university who have a pretty negative stance on Bill Cosby, And to hear that a dean from that school say what she said, I'm sure it's not going to go over well. So they pretty much had to distance themselves from her. So I'm not going to, I know some people might call them punks or you don't have no guts, but I get their stance. They're trying to protect their wallet. They're trying to protect their image and, more importantly, that pocketbook. So I get why they did what they did. As for people going after her, let me say, again, why are you surprised? She's made it clear from the beginning. So it shouldn't be a shock to no one that she's pleased with this news. I've even said 2 years ago, even though my stance on Bill Cosby started to change from, oh, he's completely not guilty, to, yeah, he most likely did what he was accused of. Although I still don't believe he did it to 50 women. But when I saw the way the case was conducted and how the prosecution conducted themselves, I said 2 years ago, don't be surprised if this thing gets overturned. And it probably should. And really the correct thing happened. Not because I believe Bill Cosby's innocent, but because his rights were violated. The agreement he made was violated. If they would have let that stand, what the heck else could they do? Even people who are legal experts who personally thought Bill Cosby was guilty even said that this was a violation 2 years ago. So that's pretty much my stance on Cosby. And as for Phylicia Rashad, while it is before, but I will say this, before she was just an actress up in the private sector saying these opinions. Now you're a dean at a prestigious university. You have to be more careful in your position. It's one thing, not that she needs it. She's got plenty of money, I'm sure. I'm sure she ain't taking too much of a hit from royalties from the Cosby Show. If she's probably still getting royalties from that show. But when you are in a position like that, you can't just say whatever. Do I think she should lose her job? I'm not going to say, because that's not my decision. That's up to Howard University. But I will say, when you are in certain positions, and some people don't get this, when you are holding certain titles and are in certain positions in a job at a company, you have to conduct yourself professionally, especially when you're in public. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this. I'm out.